In the history of science and technology, China has many firsts. Great inventions which powered the modern world. Printing, paper, gunpowder, the magnetic compass. The Chinese people throughout their history have been endlessly inventive. In the middle of the departure hall at Beijing Airport is a huge bronze sculpture. It's a replica of a water clock, designed by a Chinese scientist nearly 2,000 years ago. It's a reminder of the importance that Chinese civilization always gave to science and technology. In modern times, it fell behind the West in that, and especially in the period of the Cultural Revolution in the 1960s and 70s. But 40 years ago, the movement began to restore science and technology in China. And now it's gathering pace every day. Today, China is investing huge resources to get back to the top in technology and science. And there's no more public symbol of that than the high-speed train. China has the world's largest high-speed network, trains taking you almost soundlessly across this vast country in just a few hours. And this all started 40 years ago, at a time when China was still in its first industrial age. It was the dream of China's new leader then, Deng Xiaoping. In 1978, Deng went to Japan and saw how far China had fallen behind.
新干线列车当年是210公里的时速，而中国的列车时速是60公里，反差如此之大，可想而知邓小平受到了什么样的刺激。
Deng's fact-finding trip to Japan had convinced him that bettering the lives of the Chinese people could only be brought about through the latest technology.
He saw modern robots in the factory making cars. He saw the most modern steel plant in the world at that time. He talked to Matsushita, the great electronics man, and he could see the extraordinary technology. And he was excited like a little kid in seeing all those things.
Through the 1980s, technological developments in China moved swiftly, from installing mainframe computers to rocket science.
The Chinese tell you that they hate chaos and that they're very conservative and they're patient and they take it slow. Nonsense. You know, they haven't taken it slow at all. They've been extremely rapid and taken huge risks in their development. For the most part, have succeeded.
But at the heart of China's technology boom in the 1980s and 90s was electronics. At the center was the fast-growing metropolis of Shenzhen. The electronics market here was soon the largest in China.
Hello.
But China's developing high-tech industry was based on imported technology and parts, and cheap local labor doing the processing and assembling for export.
Hi, this looks great. So this one is 485.
Yes.
485, including the coder. Yeah. Yeah, 485. God, it's only about 60 quid. And all this is made in China.
Yes. Shenzhen.
Shenzhen. Everything made in Shenzhen.
Yes.
But in 2002, they shifted the focus to a smaller cluster of technologies and now began to promote indigenous innovation.
I don't buy into this that everything has been copied. What they did was called learning by doing. And what they did was they imported know-how and technology. They weren't so interested in the how of it, the theory of it. Let's put it to work. Let's start putting people to work. Let's start adding to the economy. And we have time, later on to figure all this out. But they started their own programs. So they've been very successful in their own programs. Now, the big plan is this Made in China 2025. They don't want to be dependent anymore on outside people for technology.
In 2014, the government widened its focus again, looking at the entire manufacturing process, not just in the area of technology, but also in modern services and in traditional industries like the railways. Made in China 2025 was born.
10年的时间，我们就从技术引进，然后到自主研发，然后到完全自主开发设计的这个高铁动车组。我们这个复兴号动车组所有的关键的系统，包括牵引系统、制动系统、网络系统，都是由我们国家完全自主生产制造的。我们现在最高的实验速度是420公里，是2016年7月15号在正徐客专创造的。
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So how big is the network now?
到2017年底，然后中国的这个高铁里程是2.5万公里，然后基本上这个里程加起来是占全世界从第2名到第10名国家总和，然后这个是属于世界第一。
That's incredible. 25,000 kilometers of high-speed network. Looking at the future, the network is still expanding. How do you see the future?
到2025年，应该全国的高铁线是3.8万公里。我们时刻准备着走到国外去。
So while China is aiming to be self-sufficient in traditional technologies by 2025, the next goal is to be at the cutting edge in the development of new technologies. And the key to achieving that is for the high-tech companies to form relationships with research institutes and universities like SUSTech here in Shenzhen. And this is beginning to change the way China teaches science, with the emphasis now on innovation and creativity.
Hi, everybody. Can I interrupt you?
Okay.
So what are you doing at the moment?
We are doing an experiment to produce carbon fiber reinforced polymer composite.
Wow.
Yeah.
And can I just ask you, why did you choose this university?
In sales tech, there are many opportunities and options. I can just do what I want to do in this laboratory and choose the topic that I'm interested in and do something that I am so passionate about.
So you have a choice of research areas. Yeah. How about you?
We can choose our major according to our strong point and personal development requirements.
Right.
Yeah, and make sure we are work on something innovative and have our talent cultivated.
Right. So a lot of freedom.
Yes.
Here.
Freedom and diversity.
Yeah.
And it's already beginning to work. In 2017, Shenzhen alone generated $338 billion, over 40% from innovative tech businesses. And the next plan is to expand China's Southern Development Zone to include Macau and Hong Kong.
This area is one of the most economically developed areas in China nowadays. And by combining Hong Kong and Macau, the central government has a plan to develop the whole Pearl Delta area into one of the biggest bay areas in the world to become competitive as compared to Tokyo Bay and San Francisco Bay.
So China has gone from the first industrial age to the third in just 40 years. And Shenzhen, a small fishing village 40 years ago, has been transformed into a giant metropolis of 13 million people, a high-tech hub, home to huge firms like Huawei, DJI, and Tencent. Okay, this is the future. It's so future that you have to address a robot to begin with. We'll try. 你好，小七，小七。
你好。
It works. And today, these companies are flexing their muscles on the world stage, looking forward to the fourth industrial age.
I will follow you.
Lead on, Xiaoqi.
The AI is the fourth industrial revolution. The primary work on AI, deep machine learning, was done in the United States. But going forward, it may be that you need not the people who make the breakthroughs like deep learning, but the tinkerers, the people who follow Edison and apply electricity. And China is a nation of tinkerers.
Tencent developed and owns WeChat, a multi-purpose super app with over 1 billion monthly active users. And they're now applying it in many areas, like health and medicine.
The phone is a good point of contact to connect to other devices. I input some symptoms on a WeChat interface, then there's an AI robot at the back end that tells me what potential departments and specialties that I should go to first try. In cancer screening, we make use of AI-assisted medical imaging analysis to enable radiologists to better find early tumors. AI never gets tired. Computer can work 24 hours a day. I'm very optimistic. I can foresee that AI being applied to other types of detection. There are really numerous opportunities that the product teams that we have are trying out.
So AI and robotics are the next arena, and China's access to big data may give them the edge.
The oil that makes the AI machine run is data, and China will have more data because of its people and because it is able to direct and use their data as they wish. So China may be very well positioned to be one of the two leaders in artificial intelligence.
China has come a long way in the past 40 years, but now the eyes of the world are on her future. Change in history can happen in many different ways, and great historical events can take different forms. Can technology change the mindset of a civilization no less than war and politics? It certainly gives a different meaning to the idea of revolution.